What's good, y'all? Shagamakai. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you subscribe. This season, Zion Williamson, although he only played 29 games due to injury, he still showed a lot of great signs that show when healthy, he's one of the best players in the NBA. This season, he was selected as an all-star starter, and he averaged 26 points, 7 rebounds on 65% true shooting. And I say this to say, I don't think the New Orleans Pelicans should trade him because he's such a, all-time great type generational type player when healthy. And I think they should give him another chance just to, get his health right and, do things like that. So yeah, this is some of the clips that I pulled together to show you why he's such a special player. On this play right here, Zion gets a screen from Larry Nance Jr. and he's still able to attack Torrey Craig, and he just is able to get the layup over DeAndre Ayton's help. So it really shows the great touch that he has despite being such a, strong guy. Here on this play, once again against the Suns, we see him just straight up get a screen from Jose Alvarado, cross over, and then get a wide open dunk. Really great strong handle from a guy, so strong and so huge. Here he just spins over Dario Saric, and he's able to get the nice left-handed layups, which is a strong hand. Great stuff right there. Here we see him used as a screener, a little screener roll, great acrobatic layup right there. So you see he has some utility off the ball as well. Here on this play, he's attacking Torrey Craig again, and he just powers right through him, misses the layup, but fights for the offensive rebound. Great stuff right there. He's a really great offensive rebounder, really great stuff. Here, once again, a little handoff into the slip, and then he's able to get a wide open dunk. Great off-ball stuff. Here, he has Drew Holiday on him. He goes right at Giannis and then finishes around him. So really great acrobatic finishes so far, off-ball stuff. Zion is a really special player here. Digs down on the ball, and then he's, out in transition. And look at how he just powers through Jeremy Sohan. Great stuff right there, flexes on him. Really powerful player. Great in the post as well. Once again, offensive rebounding, and he's able to just get his own miss and just put it right back. Great stuff right there. Here, he's in the post. A jab step shifts that guy's weight all the way over there, and he's right around him. Gets a little floater over his help defender. Great stuff right there from Zion. On this next play, Zion is going to once again have Torrey Craig on an island, and he's just going to barrel his way right to the rim and then get a nice little scoop layup over everybody. Great stuff right there. Great kind of, touch and finesse from such a powerful player that you wouldn't expect to see. Here, he just flashes right into the paint, and he's able to get a little jump hook shot. Great stuff right there. On this play right here, once again, has a guy in isolation, Isaiah Stewart. So he just crosses over. Even after the bump, he's able to keep himself under control, finish the layup. Great stuff. Here, once again, we see Zion off the ball. And just if he's just anywhere standing around the dunker spot, around the rim, he's a really good option, dump it off to, and he's usually going to finish that. Here, he kind of curls around, one hop step, and he's right at the rim. And look at just how he's just able to power through whoever's guarding him. Great stuff right there. Here on this play, we see Zion kind of calling for the ball in the early offense. And then that's too deep paint position for him. He just finishes right through his defender. Great stuff right there in early offense. Here, once again, we see his handles, a little tween cross to get him, his momentum going towards the rim. And then even through the bump, he finishes through Mikal Bridges, who was a good defender. Great stuff right there. See, he's, one of the most unstoppable guys. And then here, we just see him kind of move John Collins out of the way and just finish right through him. Even though John Collins is playing good defense, he's forcing him towards the baseline. He just powers right up and through him. Great stuff right there. Here on this play, we see him finish through Zubac on the opposite side of the rim. Great stuff. Even though he was going towards for the reverse, still great stuff here. James Harden is on him, so this is an easy blow by. And instead of trying to force it up over Embiid's help, he's able to finish it on the other side of the rim. Really great, hang time to be able to float through the air to finish it on the other side of the rim. Great stuff. Here on this play, John Collins once again. And just look at the power that he has and just the finesse to finish around him. But, to initially move him out of the way with the bump. And then here on this play, he resets and then is able to get a really, really high little scoop shot off the glass. Really great touch from, once again, such a strong guy. And just look at how he just threw it up so high. Great stuff right there. Here on this play, once again, we see Zion in the dunker spot. Just a great guy to dump it off to. Just a really great, off-ball player on the rim. Great stuff right there. Here on this play, once again, defender too small for him, so he's just going to bum rush his way into the paint. Finishes through contact on the Paul George dig-in. Great stuff right there. And on this play right here, this is the center. He's just backing him down. So powerful, little, pivot step, and he's able to just hit the layup. Great stuff right there. Here on this play, Jaren Jackson Jr., he rejects the screen, but still bumps Jaren Jackson Jr. out of his way. And once Zion is getting downhill like that, it's really hard to stop him, really hard to get in front of him, stop momentum. Here he's on a down screen from Valanciunas, and then he just, look at the quick first step, and then he's able to finish around Bismack Biyombo. So just the combination of just brute strength, just really good, being a big body. Here, once again, we see him be an offensive rebounder off the Brandon Ingram miss and hit the layup. But just the speed and just the strength from a guy this size is just a crazy combination to have. Once again, we see him being an offensive rebounder, just bum rushes way right into the paint. Great stuff right there. That's what you want to see from Zion. And then here on this play, we see him in transition, does a little Euro step around, gets a wide open dunk. Great stuff right there. Everybody loves it. On this play, we see Zion once again, and he's just going to wait, steal the ball after it got saved, and then finish on the other side of the rim. Just so the great utility that he has, as a scorer. And then here on this play, another crossover, and this time he's going to finish it with a dunk. So just a real functional handle for a guy that big. Just a lot of skill and a lot of finesse for such a, brute as a player. Once again, finishing through a guy after going baseline, finishes through Kelly Olynyk and the foul. And then here on this play, it's going to be Zion, and he just waiting for the ball right there. And then once again, first step, and he's already at the rim. Great stuff right there to beat Mikal Bridges. Here, we see Zion in transition, and he's just running out. And this is a really, great way to use Zion in transition. Obviously, to throw him blobs, throw him alley-oops. He's really, great off the ball because his catch radius is really big. Here, he just dunks all over his center. Walker Kessler, who is a center that was a, pretty good defender this year as well. Great stuff. Here on this play, he just is going to get a great layup right, after getting downhill on Rudy Gobert. Great stuff right there. Here, we just see you can throw the lob from anywhere. Throw it anywhere around the rim. Zion's going up there to get it. Great stuff right there. Here on this play, he's just going to get another screen. Just spin. And look, he sees that Rudy Gobert is going to come help. Has the recognition to, do a high floater. Great stuff right there. Great touch once again from Zion. And then here on this play, he resets to, get ahead of steam going towards the rim. A crossover, and he's able to just get right to the rim. Looks unstoppable. And this is a guy who has a lot of trouble with injuries. But you see when he's healthy, all the things that he can do. And then here on this play, he just, once again being a lob threat. So that's another way that he can be used, off the ball. Not just, being in the dunker spot, not just being around the rim, but he can also be used. Well, he has to be around the rim to catch lobs, but he can also be used as a lob threat, which is a really big thing. Vertical spacing. Here he just discards of Jaden McDaniels. Austin Rivers has no chance, on the help. Great stuff right there. Finish through everybody. And here on this play, we see him in the post. 2 dribbles. He's at the rim. Nobody can stay in front of him. Nobody wants to take those bumps. Just great stuff right there. And then here, we see he has DeAndre Ayton on him. Just goes right into his body, right into his chest. Finishes the layup. Great stuff right there. So Zion is not only a great on-ball threat, getting downhill. We saw him have a really, some really good handles. So we saw him get to the rim on his own. But he's also a really great off-the-ball guy, whether it be pick and roll, handoffs, being in the dunker spot, being just kind of lingering around the rim, and just the vertical spacing, as a lob threat. We see all of that, and that's just something that a lot of guys that, are great scorers, they usually aren't that great off the ball, and they usually don't fit into a team scheme like that. But Zion is a guy who can play with great playmakers and not, get in their way. And he's a guy who can also, use the ball on use the ball on his own, get the ball in his own hands, and just get to the rim whenever he wants. He's a guy who can attack, multiple mismatches. And even though the Pelicans, they didn't have, super great spacing for his entire career, it feels like he's a guy who is also like, even though there's a lot of help towards him and there's a lot of gap help, he's able to find a way to still get to the rim because, the quick first step, so much speed, so much power. So it's just, Zion is a really special player. He's 6'6", but he plays like he's 7 foot tall. But because he's 6'6", he still has the speed, but he has the power of a really big man. So it's just really, an amazing guy to watch. And if he is traded, I think whoever trades for him is going to be making, a really big, great decision. Whether the Pelicans trade, give up on him so soon, I think it's going to be a really big mistake. But he's rumored to be going to, Charlotte and whatnot. So LaMelo and Zion playing together will be really great. But Zion is just a really special player. You don't see his combination of just size and athleticism, being fluidity, just be having a great handle, just freak athleticism. Just I can't even say enough about Zion. But yeah, if you stayed in this video, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.